Welcome back to another episode of Potheads Love Movies. I am the Pothead. Yes, that's Jay Focus. Feeling like Loki today because I am your brother from another that you never knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to talk to y'all about Loki episode 1 and all the Easter eggs and all the good shit that you might have missed, but I caught. That's why I'm here. I'm about to try to make this as simple as possible, especially for the casuals. Now, I know this is more like a hardcore fan type of search, so bear with me here if you kind of know some of this stuff, but I do want to go from the top. Now, I've done my research, and I've been looking more and more into where this episode could be taking us. Episode 1 is called Glorious Purpose, directed by Kate Herron, written by Michael Waldron, dropped June 9th. And they coming back again with episode 2, June 16th. So you know we waiting on it, and you know you're going to get more content from me now. I'm going to go ahead and give you the synopsis of the episode. Now, in the Gobi Desert, Mongolia, an alternate timeline version of Loki is captured by the TVA, Time Variance Authority, for those who is not hip, alright? Now, after escaping from the Battle of New York with the Tesseract in 2012. So, in the TVA's headquarters, Judge Renova Renslayer accuses him of crimes against the sacred timeline. Now, what is the sacred timeline, you might ask? Bear with me here. We're going to get there. Now, Loki believes the TVA should suspect the Avengers as they went back in time, causing him to end up in his situation. However, Renslayer counters this by saying the Avengers' mission was meant to happen, but Loki's escape was not. Now, following this, Agent Mobius M. Mobius takes Loki to the Time Theater to review Loki's past misdeeds and questions his habit of killing and hurting people. Now, Loki steals TVA tech to retrieve the Tesseract, but gives up, escaping upon realizing that the TVA's power exceeds that of the Infinity Stones. Yes, they do make a cameo in this joint. Now, Loki returns to the Time Theater and views a recording of events from his upcoming future. The death of his adoptive mother, Frigga, which Loki unwittingly brought about, the death of Odin, and his reconciliation with his brother Thor, and his own demise at the hands of Thanos. Now, realizing that his cruelty and mischief will not lead to his ascendance, Loki agrees to work with Mobius to protect the sacred timeline from a rogue variant of himself. Now, the episode, it was really fire. This was just a first amazingly done fucking show from Disney. Shout out to Loki. I know he need a fucking full body back massage because he's been carrying this show dolo. Like, dolo. Like, you know, WandaVision, it's 2 characters. You know what I'm saying? Even Falcon needed some help from the Winter Soldier. So, you know, I really want to give up all of the credit due to everybody that really sculpted and crafted the story. Amazing job, man. This was awesome. So, without any further ado, man, I'm going to get into the shits now. The comics that I'm noticing that the show is borrowing from include Vote Loki, and Loki Agents of Asgard. Now, it's obviously the projected route of the show, and all the comics do have different incarnations of Loki, so it's sort of clear. Just knowing that we've seen King Loki and another version of Loki in the trailers. Now, if you haven't seen those trailers, I would suggest you go watch them. They pretty much give up some of the goods, and they let us know exactly where we need to be going. Now, I got 2 words for you. Secret Wars. Yeah, Secret Wars. I'm going to say it one more time. Secret Wars. Yeah. It's exactly what I'm anticipating behind this. I'm really hoping for some really big things, including the Secret Invasion saga. Yeah, I'm gonna get deeper into that as I continue to just point out a few things. Now, Tony Stark created Mobius, or a Mobius strip, for time travel in Endgame which seems to be at play here in Loki. I don't know. Maybe if you don't know the stories, then maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'm reaching. Probably. Anyway, they also mentioned a Nexus event when bringing up why the Time Variance Authority would come into play. And we've heard of Nexus events from Age of Ultron, and more recently, WandaVision, and in reference to a Nexus being, Wanda or the Scarlet Witch is a Nexus being, meaning that she will be the same person across every dimension, making her a threat that Loki just isn't. And everything she does is technically supposed to happen no matter what. So that is just a big, big red flag you should really pay attention to. Just the Nexus. The word Nexus is stuck out real heavy, hardcore. So we can go ahead and just get into what the show was kind of giving us, man. Now, it starts off with this weird, maybe foreshadow, maybe not, but just that dude hanging from a rock and the Beetle just scurrying through the sand real fucking fast, trying to get who knows where the fuck. And I mean, maybe it was some kind of foreshadowing. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not. Who the fuck knows? We also go back into, actually we start before that in 2012, of course, with the Avengers finally capturing him, transporting him, and he actually getting away via the help of the Tesseract, Ant-Man, and many other factors. So this all is cool. We all seen this coming. We figured this is how it would start. But yeah, the 2012 timestamps and the other timestamps that pop up throughout the show definitely remind me of some like Westworld type shit. Like, I don't know, maybe they'll use them to do a little bit more with the show. So I'm eager to see exactly, how they utilize these. Maybe they don't utilize them any kind of way. Who knows? Maybe I'm reaching. Everybody got to stretch every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So I have here what is the starting origin of the Timekeepers. Now, there was a scene when Loki was in the courtroom and there was the three big heads, and they refer to them as the Timekeepers. Now, after doing a deep dive dig, the Timekeepers were first referenced as the Time Twisters, and they appeared in Thor number 245, and that was all based on story information from number 242. So this all has been like a culminating thing. And just to keep it funky with you, I'm going to keep it real funky fresh. Real funky fresh. The Timekeepers some hoes. Like, I mean, I'm going to just keep it a buck. They really is like, they were useless. Like, I think they popped up maybe, it was like 36, maybe 39 times throughout the show. It just kind of seemed like they were like a plot device. They were not really necessary. Because, alright, just listen up. So, He Who Remains, aka the last member of the TVA, created the Timekeepers, but they really decided against that. They say, nah, we not gonna do what He Who Remains wants us to do. And this is from all fallout from Thor and the Jane Foster and how they ran amok. So with the last He Who Remains, the last member of TVA, the Timekeepers became the Time Twisters after rebelling and going against what He Who Remains had wanted from them. So technically, the Timekeepers' origin is Marvel Knights 4. A lot later, I think they had gotten bought by a company. I can't remember the name of the company, but it was, I think, like maybe, I want to say the 90s. I think it was the 90s when the comic book bust kind of came and people just stopped buying them as much. But it was during that era, and as a way to correct the Time Twisters, one of the Timekeepers had already turned against them. the other time twisters, and he corrected what had the mistake had been, and it just popped up out of nowhere. Like the Fantastic Four discovered them, and it really just blows me away because they were just such a useless point. It's like it's almost like they set the whole time variance authority up to be like a joke. I don't know. Maybe they weren't supposed to come back. Maybe it's just necessary, but it's just really bureaucratic looking. The whole first episode made me feel like they were treating that authority kind of like a joke because just thinking about it, in the past, well, at least in the comics, they've pretty much been shitty at their job. Like they've been shit. Like I don't, it is what it is. But anyway, we can move forward. So it is predicted that Loki is supposed to become Lady Loki in the series. Yeah. And in the comics, it already had happened. It was during an era where Thor was attempting to wake up Sith for some assistance, and instead Loki had inhabited the body meant for Sith, and that was this new female body that he would eventually take. And I think that is what will be the precursor to get us to where we need to be for a secret invasion or secret wars type scenario, especially based on like some of the footage the TVA even showed on the little cartoon that they played. It was a little nice cartoon and shit, really informative and shit. They ain't play it for the first guy though. They just cooked this dumbass. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We can continue moving because here is my prediction. My prediction is similar to a lot of other YouTubers and people out there that do these kind of videos, man. I'm leaning towards Mephisto or Galactus being the big bad. Maybe Mephisto leads us to Galactus. He has a lot to do with the secret invasion. So I'm eager to see how that plays a part. Eventually, though, I do want to point out the fact that we see Loki in court. Now, I looked at the tapestries, and I want to say that one of those figureheads on the TVA's tapestries in the courtroom was indeed Stan Lee. Now, I heard that Marvel was going to start doing like more cool ways of putting out their homage to the creator, and I'm in for it. Like, I'm always looking out. Every single show, every single episode. Seems like they haven't really been doing it, but I think they've done it in WandaVision. In I want to say it was the license plate had Stan Lee's birthday. But that was like the last time I think I've seen a homage. I don't think I've seen one in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, just cool to see. Great to point out the GOAT. Another thing that you might have missed is the reference from Loki to I could smell the cologne on two Tony Starks, and ode to when Ant-Man commented on Iron Man's X body spray. Product placement alert. It's disgusting, man, but it gets movies made. Anyway, another thing you might have missed was we learned that the Avengers, of course, were always meant to stop Thanos. Now, of course, just being in TV land, it's a stretch, I know, whatever. But I'm throwing it out there. Maybe this was a dimension not meant for that to happen. And they were destroyed, who knows? Well, I guess we do. Anyway, so with all that being said, since my guess is we'll see Loki's variants, I'm sure the person we saw at the end was one of them. I want to say that it was Lady Loki, and we'll see her for the first time. Him, her, whatever, for the first time. We've seen the trailers. I'm not even going to hold y'all. We know how that's going to go. I ain't even going to play the games like I don't know. And I had no clue. It was just a guess. It was my fan. No fan theories this time. Just my predictions. But yeah, man, I'm glad y'all came through. I really had fucking blast doing the research, figuring all of this out, and we're going to start dropping the night after. Yeah, we're going to start doing the night after, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, By the way, Josh the energy drink. Yeah. Shout out to Josh the energy drink, man. I don't remember it. I was way too young. But I do remember Mobius sitting at his table going through them bitches. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a real kind of like head nod to how easy it is for them to travel through dimensions and time periods and get things that, you know, maybe don't exist anymore. So that was really cool. But besides that, if you enjoyed the content, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, man. We gonna drop shit all the time based on releases. Soon as stuff comes out, we gonna drop something. So yeah, look out for everything that's coming soon, man. I really appreciate your time. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.